Hey gamer! Welcome to the video. Since Fallout 4 was the first game to bring mods to console, I figured it will be cool to also make a video about its mods. And specifically, this mods collection aims to play the game at 60 frames per second, while also improving the graphics of the whole game at your liking on Xbox Series X, just like I did in my Skyrim Special Edition video. Let's start right away with a comparison of the graphics before and after modding. Take a look. Alright, a little warning before starting the mods list. Fallout 4 has some big differences from Skyrim Special Edition. Its DLCs are not included by default in the game, therefore some parts of them have to be modded separately. Many mods also come with some items that allow you to tweak their settings, but these items can only appear if your character already completed the game's introduction and got its Pip-boy. So, if you're starting a new character, I would recommend you to complete the introduction and get to this exact moment in the game before modding. Anyhow, the mods that do have an item to manage its options of this list will be marked with an asterisk and a text. And last, remember to install the mods in the same order I'm presenting them in this video. The links to the mods will be in the description. You can add them to your favorites from Bethesda's website. After they're all installed and activated, even if you are ready to go, I would suggest you to close the game completely and then reopen it before starting to play, so that you are sure that the changes have been applied. Oh, I forgot, the total of all the mods installed is just a little below 1 GB. I know it's very heavy for Fallout 4 only 2 GB dedicated to modding, but I couldn't find anything lighter that improves the game this much. Let's get into the mods list right now. Just like for Skyrim, I strongly suggest you to install the Unofficial Fallout 4 patch. This mod fixes most if not all of the bugs that Bethesda never bothered to fix. And it is also likely that mods that you will want to install on your own could require it to be installed. For the next mod, we are tweaking the ghouls to look more scary, like they were in Fallout 3 and New Vegas. The name of this mod is Classic Ghouls Replacer, and thanks to it, ghouls will have a much more hollowed and radioactive look. Fallout is known to be a very violent and gory game, so much violent to even be comic. So one of the things that I think is important to improve are the blood textures. For this, I chose the Enhanced Blood Textures basic mod. This mod slightly improves the blood splashes that come out of enemies when you shoot them, and greatly improves the remaining liquids on floors and walls, especially up close. Although good, I thought the enhanced blood was not enough to improve the funny violent side of Fallout 4, so I decided to also install the cross-crit Gore-Verhaul mod. This mod changes the animation that plays on enemies when they get defeated by a shot of plasma or laser, making so that instead of just a pile of dust also remains your enemy's skeleton. This mod comes with an holotape that allows you to get the animation playing not only for critical shots, but for each single enemy defeated with a laser or a plasma shot. I never had any liking for Fallout 4's mannequins, so I straight up removed them with the No More Mannequins mod. But don't worry, mannequins that hold items like the Silver Shroud clothes still remain. Let's get into bigger stuff, and by bigger I mean infinite and beyond. Visible Galaxy 4K changes the night skybox to a clearly visible galaxy, when there are no clouds or rad storms, of course. Light pollution will not be a thing anymore in Fallout, so it makes sense to be able to see the stars. Let's now take care of our beloved wasteland with vivid Fallout HD landscapes. This mod replaces the ground textures with new and more detailed ones, making all the land look better up close and in the distance. Don't forget that Fallout takes place in a city, and this means it's time to make roads look better. For this, I chose the Realistic Roads Fade mod. Thanks to this mod, roads will look more believable and relatable to the real world, but also keep their destroyed look. One mod that I didn't initially think could improve the looks of the game as much as it does is Vivid Fallout HD Rocks. There are actually a lot of stones and rocks throughout the Commonwealth, and the HD textures provided by this mod add an incredible amount of detail to them. Stromberg Retexture project retextures more than 30 of the most common objects and furniture that you can find in the game. Every texture has been made at a resolution 4 times larger than the originals, and they all pay respect to the original vision of each item. The mod that I found to be the most important for the game's look is NAC X. Not only this mod tweaks the game's lighting for a more realistic look, but it also adds a lot of new weathers and a ton of options through an item found in the clothes page of your Pip-boy. Included in the options you can find FOV, vignette, depth of field, activation or deactivation of certain weathers by weather type group or by single weather, complete control over contrast, brightness and colors through single options or a lot of preset combinations. Everything that you find in these options can either be turned on or off, depending on your preferences, and I think this really makes the difference to make Fallout 4 look as you please the most. If you have any DLCs, I installed right after this mod the DLC versions NAC X Far Harbor and NAC X Nuka World. This next mod works best only on Series X as far as I've seen, as the negative aspects of it are completely ignored by the console. 720p 60 FPS originally aimed to run the game at 60 frames per second and 720p, but on Series X it does just what we need, and that is making the game running at 60 FPS without reducing its resolution. In fact, I play the game at 1080p as I always do with my TV, and on Digital Foundry Fallout 4 can be seen running at 4K 60 FPS with this mod, so if your TV can do that, lucky you! Hey, hear me up! First of all, I'm super thankful that I've reached more than 9,000 views on my Skyrim mods video. I have at least another modding video in my plans for Skyrim Special Edition, but Skyrim and Fallout are the only two games that have mods on console, and I don't have a gaming PC. Furthermore, I want to make all kinds of videos about gaming. So, write in the comments something that you would like to see from me, and if it's a game that I also like, I can make videos about it. PokeMMO is a game that I could be very interested in playing on the channel. What do you think about it? Alright, enough of that. I'm Chris, the gaming enthusiast, and you've been inside the Hidden Oddbox. Check out more videos if you enjoyed, and as always, thank you for watching, have a nice day, and game on. Subscribe, it's free!